going on, everybody? Good afternoon. Today is the 29th of August, 2019. Week 4 since my robotic prostatectomy. And yeah, just kind of came in again just to chat as I've been doing. I don't know how many more of these I'll do. I'll be back to work in a couple weeks, and at that point, clearly things will be healing even better than they are as of today. So, I did this as a way of sharing really with all you guys just kind of the progress. I thought it was important so that no one had to really wonder if that was something you were wondering about. So, hey Rich, good to see you, buddy. Let's do lunch next week. What do you think? I'll call you. Maybe I'll call you later today and we'll set that up. So things are going pretty good. Interesting. Well, let me back up. I wanted to thank my sister Leslie for something really special she did and shared with me the day before my surgery, which was she reached out to a number of my friends, a number of you, and asked you to send her, I guess, a short clip sending your well wishes and words of encouragement. And so she put that together, I guess, on a video. Mark Salerno, how you doing, buddy? She put that together on a short video and shared that with me, and it just made me cry like a little girl. But the day before my surgery, and so Leslie, thank you for doing that, and thank you all you guys and girls that sent in short clip and the words of encouragement that you sent in. That was super helpful and gave me a lot of strength. So thank you, Leslie, for that very special memory. At some point soon, I'll probably put together something for my YouTube channel, kind of encompassing the whole process and my recovery. And if I do, that video will probably more than likely end up in there. So at some point, maybe you guys can see that as well. So Leslie, I love you. Thanks for doing that. That was awesome. What else? So I sent kind of a cryptic update on Facebook last night around 11 o'clock saying, hey, some interesting things have developed since the surgery. And it doesn't sound good, right? And so I'll share that with you right now. So on the 24th, Saturday, I passed one very small clot or soft scab through my urine, and it just kind of freaked me out a little bit because I didn't really know what to expect, and I hadn't seen any of that happen yet. But we're coming up, at that point, it was almost week 4, 3.5 weeks into it. So I didn't give it much thought, but then nothing on Sunday the 25th. On the 26th, Monday, I passed about 3 clots, varying in sizes, nothing that really hurt or caused any discomfort so much. But I got to tell you, man, Tuesday I passed a pretty good clot that when it came through my urethra, boy, I almost jumped off the toilet. It felt like I was passing a small, smooth kidney stone or something. Jeez, oh flips. So that had me a little concerned. I didn't know how many more of those bombs were be coming out of my body, and that's not something I was really prepared for. So I don't know if you've gone through this procedure, any of you, I would guess you'd know that's probably normal to be expected, but I did not know, man. I did not want that to happen again. And what happens? Last night, boy, about 9:30, 10 o'clock, I've been passing a few small clots and having some old blood in the urine without getting too gross, sorry. And last night, the mother load, about 10:15, around 10:15, I guess, I was completely blocked up. I couldn't pass urine. And from the get-go, when I sat down, and I just knew there was a large clot, not knowing how big or if it would require me to go to the hospital. Man, I pushed, and I'm telling you what, this thing was not coming out, and it was starting to get painful, and I was starting to believe that we're going to have to go to urgent care and have that dealt with late last night. So it scared me. It did pass. When it did pass, it came out really fast, but man, it was big. I mean, it was a good size. I don't really know, but I'm guessing like 3/4 of an inch, maybe to an inch, somewhere in there. Not, in a diameter, but just overall. And it was not a pleasant experience and had me a bit scared. So since then, I've had no issues with blood clots, thank God. I did speak to my doctor. He just called me about 10 minutes ago to check in, and we went through some things, and he saw some pictures of the clot and gave me assurance that, yeah, that's a normal thing at this point in the recovery. So, let him know if there is fresh blood in the urine or things along those lines, or the urine becomes very red. Lightly discolored urine of old blood is fine at this point. Kim Hutchcroft, I love you, bro. Kisses to you and your wonderful bride, honey. So the clots was the new thing. It was scary last night. I'm hoping that that's the last large one, and definitely hopeful that I don't pass any more that might require me to go to urgent care because of some blockage. So what's on Brad's prayer list today? Reach out to you guys. Just pray that the clots are not an issue anymore going forward, and that if there are any clots that do come through, that I'm able to pass those with ease. Okay, I don't want any more of those blockages that I had last night. That was not a pleasant experience. He also did say that I can start swimming again today, so that is phenomenal. So I plan on taking a dip in the pool today. Yes. Let's see. So I also started gaining weight back. I had lost almost 10 pounds since the surgery, and weighed myself yesterday, and I'm up about 4.5 pounds from last week. So that's a plus. I mean, at my heaviest, when you're 140 pounds wet, you can't. I don't have a lot of stuff to lose, without starting to look gaunt and not good. So anyhow, that my weight is going back up, which is great. We've been eating good. My appetite's been very good over the last since the surgery really, but starting to gain weight. So I'm encouraged by that. That's phenomenal. Kegels. Let's talk about Kegels, guys and girls, gals. So you know what a Kegel is, right? It's your pelvic muscle, pelvic floor muscle. It's important to keep those things strong, especially if you're facing, God forbid, a prostatectomy. But just in general life, right? Stress incontinence is pretty common in women. Can happen to men. Didn't happen to me before the surgery, but it's happened a bit since. So I'm sympathetic to you women out there on that. So when they remove the prostate, there's nothing really that prostate's no longer able to control the flow of urine, right? So thankfully, my incontinence or my continence is very, very high. I'm very happy with where I am. It's been great. But now the prostate's gone, I rely on my pelvic floor muscles to do the heavy lifting to keep me dry. So I did a bunch of Kegels 4 or 5 weeks before the surgery, and I haven't yet to start them up, but I'm at week 4. I'm going to start them up today and start making that as part of my everyday routine again. So just talk real quick about that. Won't spend a lot of time, but Kegels are important for everybody, whether you had your prostate removed or you're a guy or a girl. So they recommend 3 sets of 10 daily, maybe set 50 as a max daily. They say if you do too many Kegels, it just becomes detrimental. It doesn't really do any good. So try to shoot for 50 every day. When you're starting them off, you probably can't do a full 10 seconds on a Kegel. If you're doing it right, 10 seconds is pretty difficult. Certainly when you're starting off, I mean, a few seconds, you feel it. But try to get up to the 10 seconds per set of Kegels. And then don't just do 10 long ones, but also follow it up with 10 real short and real quick Kegels. Bink, 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 that kind of thing. Switch it up. Rob Jensen, Bobby J, good to see you, bud. If you're doing the Kegels right, you should be able to breathe normally as you're engaging your pelvic floor muscle. You shouldn't be and then do them. You need to breathe the whole time. If you're doing it correctly, you can breathe through the whole Kegel. Your abdomen, your buttocks, your legs, that shouldn't be rigid and tightened up. You should be able to move your legs. Your abdomen and your stomach should just be able to breathe and just feel normal. Your butt shouldn't be clenched up. Everything should just be as is, but you're just engaging that muscle. If you're doing any of the other things, you're doing it wrong. I mean, there's lots of resources online. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it, but it's important to do them right. Quality over quantity when you're talking Kegels, okay? So if you can only do a few seconds as you're starting off, better to just do a few seconds right than to do a full 10 seconds or whatever wrong, you're not going to get the benefit out of it. You're going to do a lot better with fewer reps and fewer repetitions, but done correctly, okay? For me, what really helped me was there's many Kegel apps on the Play Store or Apple Store or whatever. So download a Kegel app. Do a search. You'll find a bunch of them. And they set a timer. There's an audible sound that tells you when to engage, when to disengage. You can set your own intervals, how many you want to do, how long you want to do. My app has, and I'm sure many of them do, where it'll set up, it'll have you do the full set of, say, 10, and then it'll go through and do the quicker, more just the more rapid Kegels as well. So it takes care of the whole routine for me, and it sends me reminders on my phone. It's been super helpful. I recommend that for you. Let's see if this is a scammer, because that might bring me to point number 4, I think we're at. No, it's not a scammer, darn it. Okay. Hello? Good, Levon. Hey, I'm on Facebook. Can I call you right back, or have Laura call you back? She's actually running out of the house here in a few minutes. Okay. Thanks. All right. It was Levon. So that call reminds me of something right now. So scammers, we've been getting a bunch of calls lately from Social Security Administration scammers. So this is kind of a digital solutions bulletin to all you folks out there. You might get calls on the Social Security Administration thing. We've gotten them that my iTunes account has been locked, my Apple account, because of something which I don't really even have anymore. You might get a call or something about a tax fraud, and you know the FBI is calling you. It's going to be an Indian kind of voice usually. Listen, obviously most of you guys already know this. Those are scams, okay? Don't fall for it. There's a great guy on YouTube, Kit Boga, Kitboga, Kit Boga. Awesome channel. He's got hundreds and hundreds of videos where he messes with scammers. He's got a voice changer and things, and it's just absolutely phenomenal. But the thing is, how you'll know if it's a scam, obviously, is that towards the end of the scam, as they're getting you to pay them what you owe them, is that they're going to have you go to Walmart, Target, CVS, Walgreens, wherever it is, and get Google Play cards or some kind of gift card in some ungodly amount, $500 worth of Google Play cards or something. Clearly, if it gets to that point, if you're even on the fence that it might not be a scam, as soon as it gets to that point, I'm telling you, either hang up the phone or start messing with it big time. And that's what I plan on doing. I'm not just going to hang up. I'm going to start really messing with them. So anyways, just kind of a good news message for today is you might get those calls. They've started coming through for us. And if you do not fall for them. Do not give them your money, please. God, no. Yeah, so let's see here. Kegels, we talked about Kegels. We talked about Leslie's video. I'm okay to swim. Awesome. I'm gaining weight. Started passing those dang scabs, nothing since yesterday, so we're good to go as of today. That's awesome. Second to last point on this is I've been able to do a lot of recording on my time off. So I've got 2 full original songs with the music pretty well completed. Top to bottom, beginning to end. They're phenomenal. They're definitely rock songs. And the last one I just completed yesterday, I'm just super thrilled with. So, share that with you soon. Just now I'm going to start penning vocals and then get those down. So, a lot of new music or some new music coming out of this thing. So, if I'm birthing some new songs and new songwriting inspirations through this whole process as well, that's just a plus. So, I'm super happy about that. So, I'm very excited to share the music with you as well. So, I'll be doing that sooner rather than later, I hope. But that's been a lot of fun, and shout out to Steve Manrique for letting me use the Marshall. That Marshall tone's way thicker than my Line 6, which I loved my Line 6 until I heard the Marshall. Now, unfortunately, Steve, you're not getting that amp back, but thank you very much for that. One last thing I'll end with, I guess, unless you guys got any questions, feel free to ask, okay? And obviously, even after this video live session ends, throw comments or questions down in the comments section. I'd love to hear from you. But we're healing up good. A really cool thing that I also want to acknowledge was that Victor Morales, good friend of mine, reached out to me, gave me a call the morning of my surgery. Called me at 10:20 in the morning, July 31st, and we were walking out the door at 10:30. So I'm getting all my stuff together, and my head's just kind of thinking about the procedure that's coming up and the time in the hospital. And my main concern in the surgery was the anesthesia, but came through that okay, clearly. and just a lot on my mind, and I'm just trying to get out the door. And Victor calls, so good to hear his voice, and we're talking, and he gives me great words of encouragement, and spoke some godly things into my life, which was very helpful. And then he mentioned something called, he says, you've heard about the parable of the rug, right? Steve Ward, how you doing? He says, you've heard the parable of the rug, right? And I was kind of like, well, maybe, but no, it doesn't sound familiar to me. My head's got too many things going on with it right now. What is it? And, hi, Kitty. There's a good girl. And it's just a parable. I don't have it verbatim, but essentially it's that if you look at the backside of a rug or a tapestry or something that's been knit, it looks terrible. It looks disorganized. It looks nothing like the beautiful side that you see when it's laid out on display or it's out to be walked on or up on a wall. So for me, it's a lot of times I look at myself and I see the backside of a rug, right? But God sees the other side. He sees the beauty in every one of us. So, whew, man, that got me. That meant a lot to me, Vic. And yeah, that was just the perfect thing to say at the perfect time as I'm getting ready to walk out the door for a prostate surgery, for cancer. So, that was pretty stellar, and that to me was definitely a God-breathed moment. So, Vic, I'm glad the Lord spoke through you. Ooh, there we go again. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so that really meant a lot. So anyways, the parable of the rug, it's a beautiful thing. Disorganization, and often times I think as humans we see too much of that in ourselves, and we don't give ourselves enough credit. We're real quick to pound ourselves to the ground and beat ourselves up for stupid decisions or things that we feel we didn't say or do right or whatever it is. But we never really give ourselves the props when we do the right things and say the right things. We're real quick to dispel that or just let that be what it's going to be. But too often we hold on to the negativity and bad decisions or just, stupid choices or whatever. Even just things people say to us. Stupid stuff that people might talk to you and try to speak into your life. Say you're not worthy or make you feel like you're dumb, or just whatever it is. They grate on your nerves and may say something that sticks with you for days or weeks or months on end. And sometimes we just hold on to those things that are negative. Chris Myers, things that are negative, we're too quick to grab onto those and let those just penetrate our hearts and just fester on those things. So don't beat yourself up today. Give yourself a break today and make that something going forward that you promise you'll do, because I'm working on that myself. We all have value. We're all very different, but it's in those unique qualities that God works and Jesus works. And if we were all the same, it'd be so boring. Can you imagine? It'd be terrible. So embrace your uniqueness. We're not always going to say and do the right things, and that's okay. That's all right, But if someone tries to talk down to you or say that you're not worthy or tries to speak mean things into your life, don't hold on to those things. Don't hold a grudge. Just let it go, right? We're perfect in our uniqueness. And so embrace what's unique to you and don't let anybody speak bad things into your life, okay? Love yourself. You have a lot to offer the world and a lot to offer your friends and family. So I don't know. I'm not sure where that came from, but maybe someone needed that. Maybe it was me. So I don't really have anything else. So probably going to end this unless someone's got a question or someone wants to say something. Richard Stout, I'll call you later, buddy. We'll do lunch. Kim Hutchcroft, dude, I love you. I got your call a while back or text. I don't even remember what it was, but you've got an 18-plus year thing up at your house. Maybe it's not there anymore. And if it is, I don't understand why it would be. But you need to get into that thing. You know what I mean? That gift from years ago. But if you've still got it, I'd love to sit down and partake, my friend. Bobby J, hope things are going good. Steve Ward, your drum set's looking amazing. Can't wait for you to get that. I expect some video clips of that kit and playing it. And Chris Myers, good to see you on here as well. Yeah, man. Lots of love to every one of you. Hope you have a great rest of your day. I'm going to hopefully get some lyrics written today and some recording done. I am definitely going swimming for the first time in 4 weeks today. So I'm super excited about that. Super hot in California. We got the Believe Walk coming up in Redlands, I think in October. Could be wrong, but I believe it's October. I think same time every year. I did it for the first time last year. It was so fun and so cool and so moving. And now that I've went through the cancer experience and can speak firsthand of this, I definitely plan on making that a part of my yearly contributions, is to give to that foundation and to be a part of that that walk every year. So the family's doing it. We're going to do it again this year. It's going to be awesome. I think the whole family said they're going to wear their T-shirts that Leslie had made for me. No one stands alone. Oh, Chris, good to see you too. Brad, love you, my friend. Hey, thanks, Chris. I appreciate that, buddy. Love to you and Lynn. Lynn, is that right? I think so. It came to me. Yeah, I think so. I hope that's right. I can't remember. I don't know why I'm having a fart on that. Anyways, so yeah, Believe Walk, the Cancer Walk, Redlands in October. If you've never done them, they're fun, and obviously a great charity and a great thing to do. Even if you don't give financially to it, it's just fun to be a part of it and walk around this beautiful city and see so many people supporting others with cancer and just fighting that terrible disease. So anyhow. I'll be doing that for sure. So that's it. I got nothing else. Probably do one more update maybe next week. Maybe not. Maybe this is it. Do I need another one? I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. Am I missing anything? I don't think I am. I think we're good. Yes, Rich. We'll definitely talk soon. Sounds good. All right. I was going to come on and say that the one thing that came on since the recovery was that it actually grows hair, but it doesn't grow hair. Probably just the opposite of that. But anyhow, Lynn, I thought so. Okay, I'll pass that on, Chris. Thank you very much. Yeah. So anyhow, Mom got one of these for Brian and I years ago, and we've had a lot of fun with these. So I like it. It's a good look. It's a whole lot of look. Let me just play like 30 seconds of the new song, all right? And then we'll end it. All right. Here we go. Goes into this. Well, it ends like this. There you go. So that's a snippet of what's to come. I should have that done within a few days, hopefully. And it's already copywritten, so don't even try. All right. Much love to all you guys. Thanks for checking in, and appreciate all your prayers and well wishes through this whole process. It's really been something, but we're on our way, and we're okay. All right. So God bless you. Have a great rest of your day. Thanks for checking in. Peace.